Hello, it's the Banger Crafter. Welcome to the last WIPMAS of 2025. Tomorrow I'm going to my parents, so I won't be able to post anymore. So this is the last WIPMAS, and next time I'll see you with my regular WIPTube and what I did in December in total, including all the WIPMASes and the last days of December. So it will be the whole month progress. And later I will also post a video of all the things I worked on in 2025 and then goals for 2026. So now we're going to have a little bit of a break between my next postings. Okay, so what did I do today? I worked a lot on the Chiara Jacket. So no, you won't be able to see that. This is where I were when I started today. So I worked quite a few rows first, and then I joined in the round. So now I have full working in the round, which means mostly knit stitches, because mostly because in here, let me show you, in here there are 2 purl stitches that frame stick stitches, and that's a technique I haven't used before, and to be honest, the idea of it makes me a little bit scared, but we'll see how that goes. I learned something new. So I've got a bit of front, obviously. I've got the sleeve caps in here, and like basically this is the top of the sleeve, and now we're shaping the sleeve. Obviously the back and the other sleeve cap as well. So I have that, and I need 1 more row and I will finish section 5 out of I think 14. Section 6 is pretty long. As far as I remember, there are about 12 rounds, but they are now full rounds. So it's going to be a bit of work. Also, there will be increases as far as I know. So the rounds will get bigger. And I think around section 6, this will be the time to make a decision about bust darts. There was something else Inga said that was in here. I'll have to check in the test knitters chat what really, how she called that. And I think it's something different than busted darts. Like they might be placed or shaped somewhere else, but I'll need to make a decision. So I'll need to first read carefully the section 6 and see where the decisions need to happen. So far it's going good, although I do have 2 stitches too much on on the front, because in one of the rows the instructions were worded in such a way that I understood it to mean that only specific sizes do that. And in theory, I mean, I asked Inga, but also the answer didn't really explain it well enough for me, and I just didn't want to keep asking questions. So now I know that I have 2 stitches too much, but I will, on the next round, I will decrease. And I think because the difference is, I think 3 rounds between where they should be and where they will be, I hope it won't make too much of an issue, because I mean, there will be some shaping, but it's just 2 stitches. So it's not like I missed a whole lot of them. So I hope it will work fine. I'm glad I counted now because I have this one row to correct any mistakes then. So that was Chiara Jacket. So far it's going well. I really like working on it. The only thing I don't like, and it has nothing to do with the design, is the fact that the Chiagus, they have a very big difference between the cable and this ending of the needle. So sometimes the stitches don't want to go through easily, so I need to like really push them to go through. So it makes things a little difficult, and also the join between cables, it's here. I also need to like really push it through between stitches so that it works correctly. And as you can see, I'm basically using the full length now of the two cables together, so I really need that join. So it's annoying, but it's more the matter of Chiagus and not the design. I guess I'll have to look if there are longer Chiagu cables available to buy just on their own and not in a set of anything, because with making sweaters, I'll need longer cables because I will be working on possibly 2 or 3 sweaters at the same time, and I need the lengths, and I don't want to go like put lifelines or anything like that and keep changing stuff. I prefer to have a lot of cables and just leave them there, even if I need to take the needles out because I need the same size. Unscrewing the needle and screwing it back on doesn't take as much time as cabling. I don't know what to call that, but if I wanted to go back with my cable and the needles through all the stitches, that will take me forever, so I prefer that. I will need to remember to put a lifeline soon, because while yesterday I think it was, I did have to go back because I started doing decreases and increases on the opposite sides where they should be. So I needed to like frog all the stitches, not all the stitches I've worked, but up to a certain point, and I managed to use a needle to catch the stitches a few rows back and then frog and not frog anything more, and that was a big win for me. That was about this much width of, I think it was like one of the fronts. It wouldn't work for a whole circumference of a sweater, so I need to put a lifeline just in case I have to frog something, because now it would just be a huge waste to do that. So I just need to remember about it, because I hate doing that because it still takes time, but I know it saves time. I just need to convince myself this is the correct moment to do it. So that was the most important project. Then the project for the day that was selected by the wheel. So that's how many cross stitches I can stitch. So I finished the cross stitches for the end of the row, and I've begun half stitches for the next row. In here, this part here that's a bit more green, this is where I had a double thread because it got knotted and I didn't want to just cut it out. So this one is a bit more visible, and I guess it shows the difference, that it gives you better coverage if you use 2 threads with 18 count even, because the rest, with the rest you can sort of see the white in between the stitches, but I really wouldn't want to push through every time with 2 threads with 18 count. I wouldn't really feel comfortable doing that, so I'll be still stitching the rest with 1 thread for as long as possible, but considering how little thread I have compared to where I started, it shouldn't take long for me to finish this piece. So I don't think I will get to 2000 stitches. So far, when it comes to wastage, I estimate it's about 45 to 50 stitches that I wasted because of knotting, the thread breaking for whatever reason. So yeah, about 50 stitches I think is a waste, so I will then add it up to the total number of stitches that I will have. And the last project I managed to work on was the Extraordinary Birds stitch along, and this is what it's going to look like once it's finished. And yeah, this is what it's going to look like once it's finished, and I hope it will happen in December. Maybe not fully, because I don't know how much detail you can tell from the picture, but the whole picture is also has back stitches. I will try my best to get 2 back stitches as well, but the most important thing for me to finish is the cross stitches for the ear. And this is what it looked like before I started stitching. Today I stitched over 200 stitches, not much over, but a few stitches over. And I actually stitched using all 3 colors that are left in the picture. So I finished the first thread, the thread that I still had on my needle. It was just a few stitches. Then I moved to black to get a little bit of black as well. And then I moved to white to start bumping the stitches of level 1 basically, because it's up to feature 4. So this is what Extraordinary Birds look right now. So I put most stitches in this bird here where I was still stitching. Like I said, I continued the brown in here, and then I got the black around here. I think there was some in the bird as well, but maybe not. But there was black here, I think in the parrot here as well. I'm not sure if I was somewhere up with the black stitches, but maybe. And then I started stitching with the white, and the owl here is now done. And I put some white, which is difficult to see because it's white, but there are some white stitches in this bird here, in this bird, and now I'm stitching in this part of the picture. So now I'm doing white, and yeah, possibly tomorrow if I have time when I'm back at my parents'. Possibly tomorrow I will be able to stitch a lot and maybe get to level 1 goal already with those white stitches, because I don't think I didn't even stitch 100 white stitches because most of that was the other 2 colors. And I had more than 300 stitches in white to get to level 1. But I should have about 250 maybe stitches in the level 1 goal. And I think the same for level 2. Because as far as I remember, there weren't any. new white stitches in features from 5 to 9, which is my level 2 goal. And yeah, then those 2 levels will be done, and then only the final 2, the final 1 level 3 goal. So I need to remember to take, maybe I'll start packing already, the white, the black, and 938. These are the 3 colors that I need to finish Extraordinary Birds. So there's that. I was hoping to work on the lotus rug today, but I still don't know what the size hook I used. I watched all the videos. I think I have with lotus rug, and that's videos from May 2024 to January 2025, because I did work on it in January as well. And nowhere do I talk about the hook size, or I show the hook so that I could at least see visually the color of the hook and maybe get my memory going. And even in the first video where lotus rug was shown, when I'm talking about the lotus rug, I'm talking about trying to use maybe stitch markers on a project which says the size, and maybe I could create like make a stitch marker or a row counter that would show the size of the hook that I'm using. But I remember there was something that the beads that you can use for that have already numbers on them, they have very thick holes, and my rods are very, very thin, so it would just keep on shaking. But on that video, I am talking about the situation where I need to know what size hook it is, and I don't even say that. And that's horrible, and I need to at least maybe get into habit of saying what size needles or hooks I'm using for a given project, so that I know later on, so that I can at least watch a video and know that. So with Chiara Jacket, I am using 3.25 needles. I think possibly 3.5 would be better. I haven't yet sized myself. I haven't checked right now if everything fits, but I think 3.5 could be better for me, but I'm using 3.25. So that's it. For the mochila bag, I am using the black crochet hook from my circus Drops Circus set. So that's 3mm. And I think these are the only projects. No, they are not the only projects I have, because I also have the socks. The Foresten socks. But because they are on needles that are not interchangeable, like the cable is attached to the needles, I don't think I will ever take them out of the project before finishing it, but just in case, these are 2mm needles, the thinnest I own. So yeah, I said that. Hopefully I will remember in which video that was. But I need to get into habit of that, and maybe at least in the video where I'll be doing the WIP parade from 2025 and my goals for 2026, maybe I'll try to say what I'm using for any given project, and then try to get into habit of, when starting a new project, talking about what size things I'm using, because it would help me immensely. because I don't think I would get into habit of actually writing that somewhere. And even if I did, I probably would lose it. So I think this is the safer bet. I will not be spinning the wheel today because I cannot take all the projects with me to my parents. I will be there for about a week, so I do need some amount of projects, but I need them mostly the ones I can carry more or less easily without too much fuss. So I'll be taking the mochila bag, I'll be taking, of course, the Chiara jacket, and I'll be taking Extraordinary Birds. I don't think I'll take anything else because the Chiara jacket, I will definitely not finish it in a week. Mochila bag, I also don't think I'll be able to finish it in a week. Extraordinary Birds might get finished in a week, but okay, maybe I will take something for cross-stitching as well. Maybe Avarice. Because with Avarice I need to still, I think, tidy up the parked threads, so I wouldn't have to take any bobbins with me, because that would be great if I didn't have to take any bobbins with me, apart from those 3 that I need for Extraordinary Birds. That would be lovely, because I don't think I would like to check what bobbins I need to take with me, and that would also help me with Avarice slightly to work on it a little bit more without overdoing myself with it before it becomes my focus piece for the next year. And also because I won't be posting any more WIPMAS, but I do think you should find out, if you're interested of course, what candy there is left in the calendar. So today is the 22nd of December already, and that's where the flag is, and the lantern from the Lady Liberty, and it's Mike and Ike, so I'm super excited about it. I love this candy. Sour watermelon. I don't know why you would make watermelon sour, but so far Mike and Ike was wonderful candy. I loved it really much. Great stuff. So I do hope it doesn't disappoint me. Then on the 23rd, which is here, it will be something chewy again, and this time pretty long. So that's Fluffy Taffy 2-flavor mystery swirl. Okay, that's interesting candy. And then on the 24th, which is here in the corner, Reese's. Okay, Reese's 2 peanut butter cups, and this is actually what we started with. I remember at the beginning, the first thing in the calendar, there was also the Reese's butter cups. Yeah, peanut butter cups. So both the beginning and the end are quite strong. So I'm quite happy with the calendar itself. I wish it wasn't so big because it's uncomfortable to handle. Yeah, I wish some of the candy was available in Poland in general. We can buy those Reese's cups. Reese's is quite available in Poland in some shops. Hershey's chocolate, sometimes I think I've seen it in the same shops, but Mike and Ike, Laffy Taffy Nerds. I've never seen that. I had never seen it before this calendar. Laffy Taffy, yeah, no. And all those airheads, warheads, hammerheads, whatever it was, all the sour candy, that's also not really something we have. Maybe in super big cities like Warsaw or Krakow that are a bit more international, maybe they have shops where they can buy it. Maybe I could try looking online. There are shops online that sell candy from different areas, different parts of the world. So maybe it's there as well. But generally, no. Reese's we can buy. And I might actually start buying more Reese's because it's really good. I was very not willing to try those buttercups because I don't like peanut butter most of the time. In here they're really good. It's really good once you get used to the flavor mix of super salty and super sweet. So that's a discovery for me. And possibly between Christmas and New Year's, I'll try to look to the internet and check what kind of candy I can get as well. I can't really do it now because if they send it to my house and I'm not here, then it will be a problem. Someone might think that it's rubbish and it's something to be thrown out, so I better not risk it. But once I know I'm close to getting back home, I'll try to buy more candy because it's really interesting candy. Okay, if you liked the video, please click the thumbs up, it's really appreciated. Leave a comment down below if you have anything to say. Think about subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you for watching, and especially if you've seen all my WIPMAS videos, thank you very much. Hopefully I'll see you next time with other videos. I think I will return to posting twice monthly from next year. I'm not sure I will be able to post every week regularly, although that is something I am considering. When it comes to daily, I think I'll leave that for WIPMAS, but maybe there will be another occasion where I could post daily. I will still need to think about practicalities of it, because anytime I'm out of the house, anytime somebody visits me in the house to stay overnight, this basically forbids me from recording and posting. And I prefer to do stuff regularly. Like if I decide to post every day, then I need to be able to do it every day. So like I said, I don't think I will do it earlier than WIPMAS, but I am considering posting a bit more often than I did throughout most of the year, which was once a month. I think twice monthly would be slightly better, because I can see it gives me a bit more motivation to work, because I need to be able to show something. And I was worried at the beginning of WIPMAS that those daily postings would sometimes not have anything, but I managed to work. There were days where it was a bit more difficult and the progress wasn't very much, but I think in general, it was much more than I thought I would be able to show you every day. So it is a nice idea, but I don't think it's an idea for like every day of the year. But next WIPMAS, I think it will happen again, and I'll try to post more often in general, because it does get me a bit more accountable for doing things. So thank you for watching, and hopefully see you next time, now in the new year. Bye!